Hey everyone, welcome back to our podcast. Today, we're diving into something super exciting for all you poker newbies out there. We're going to explore 9 killer pre-flop poker tips that'll help you step up your game. If you're just getting started and feeling a bit lost in the sea of poker strategies, don't sweat it. These tips will give you a solid foundation and help you make smarter decisions right from the start. So, grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and let's jump right in. For support us and improve your poker game, subscribe us now. Thank you. 1. Understand your position. All right, let's kick things off with one of the most crucial concepts in poker. Your position at the table. This is all about where you sit in relation to the dealer. In poker, your position can make or break your game. If you're sitting in an early position, it's smart to play tighter, meaning you should stick to stronger hands because you'll be acting before most of your opponents. This can be a bit tricky since you're blind to what others will do. Now, if you're in a late position, like the cutoff or the button, you can afford to play a wider range of hands. Why? Because you'll have the advantage of seeing how others act before it's your turn. This gives you valuable information that can help you make better decisions. So remember, knowing your position isn't just a fancy poker term, it's a key element of your overall strategy. 2. Play strong starting hands. Next up, let's talk about starting hands. As a beginner, it's super important to focus on playing strong hands. Hands like aces, kings, queens, and ace-king are your best friends. These hands have a much higher probability of winning, and they'll set you up for success when the flop comes down. On the flip side, you want to avoid weak hands like 7-2 offsuit or any low connectors that can lead to trouble. When you're starting out, it's better to fold mediocre hands than to chase them to the river and end up losing a chunk of your chips. Remember, patience is key. Playing tight and strong will give you a solid foundation as you get more comfortable with the game. 3. Don't be afraid to fold. Here's a tough lesson for many new players. Don't be afraid to fold. This is a biggie. Poker isn't just about playing every hand. Sometimes the best decision is to let it go. If you're holding a weak hand or find yourself in a tricky situation, folding can save you from making costly mistakes. It's totally normal to feel attached to your hands, especially if you've invested chips in the pot. But trust me, folding can be a sign of strength. The pros fold all the time, so embrace the fact that it's okay to step back. You'll save yourself a lot of chips in the long run, and it'll help you build a better overall strategy. 4. Be aware of table dynamics. Next, let's dive into table dynamics. Pay attention to the other players at the table. How do they play? Are they aggressive or are they more on the conservative side? If you notice that players are getting involved in lots of pots and playing aggressively, you might want to tighten up your own game. On the other hand, if everyone's playing cautiously, that could be your chance to take advantage and play a bit looser. Understanding the dynamics of your table is crucial for making smart decisions. It allows you to adjust your strategy based on how others are playing, which can significantly improve your chances of success. 5. Consider your stack size. Now let's talk about stack sizes. Your chip stack and the stacks of your opponents can have a huge impact on how you should play. If you have a big stack, you can afford to be a bit more aggressive and take calculated risks. This gives you more room to play with and can intimidate shorter stacks. However, if your stack is on the smaller side, you'll want to be more cautious. You don't have as much wiggle room, so it's essential to pick your spots wisely and focus on stronger hands. Remember, poker is about chip management as much as it is about hand selection. 6. Don't overvalue your hands. As a beginner, it's easy to overvalue your hands. Just because you have a decent hand doesn't mean you should go all in. Take a moment to evaluate the situation. Consider your position, how others are betting, and the overall flow of the game. If you're up against aggressive players who are raising and re-raising, you might want to think twice about whether your hand is really strong enough to continue. Being able to recognize when your hand is good but not great is a crucial skill to develop. Remember, it's not just about having a strong hand. It's about understanding the context of the game. 7. Use your time wisely. Here's another important tip. Don't rush your decisions. Take your time when it's your turn to act. The pressure to make quick decisions can lead to mistakes, and you don't want that. Use your time to think through your options and weigh the pros and cons. When you take your time, it shows that you're engaged and making thoughtful decisions. This can also help you gauge the reactions of your opponents. A confident player who takes their time can often unsettle others, giving you an edge in the game. 8. Be prepared for aggression. Let's face it, poker can get intense. If you're going to be playing regularly, you need to be prepared for aggressive players. Some folks will come in hot and raise the stakes, and that's part of the game. When you encounter aggression, you've got to decide whether to call, fold, or raise back. Don't let aggressive players intimidate you. Stay calm, trust your instincts, and play your hand accordingly. If you feel confident in your hand, don't hesitate to push back. But if you're unsure, it's okay to take a step back and fold. 9. Learn basic odds and probabilities. Finally, let's wrap things up with a fundamental aspect of poker: odds and probabilities. Knowing the basic odds of certain hands can significantly enhance your game. For example, understanding how often you'll hit a flush or a straight based on your starting hand will help you make better decisions about whether to call, raise, or fold. There are plenty of resources out there to help you learn these concepts, so take the time to study them. The more you understand the math behind the game, the better equipped you'll be to handle various situations at the table. Conclusion. All right, folks, there you have it. 9 essential pre-flop poker tips for beginners. Remember, poker is a journey, and everyone starts somewhere. The more you practice and apply these tips, the more confident you'll become. So, get out there, hit the tables, and start honing your skills. We'll catch you next time, and until then, keep those cards close and your strategy closer.